The Frankie DeBusk Show is a special presentation of the Pioneer Sports Network. The Frankie DeBusk Show with head coach Frankie DeBusk and the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton. Brought to you by...
You're in a Bojangles town, Greenville, home of the Bojangles famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Bojangles, title sponsor for the Frankie DeBusk Show. Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, home of the big deal, located on the 11E bypass in Greenville. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Your Greenville Light and Power System, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Greenville Federal Bank, celebrating over 50 years of service in Greenville and Greene County. Green Coach Tours, proudly serving the traveling public since 1945. Grand Rental Station, anything you'll ever need to rent or buy. Andrew Johnson Bank, a strong heritage, a stronger future. Home-owned and operated with locations in Johnson City, Jonesboro, Morristown, Cleveland, and Greenville. Creekside Markets, don't pass by, stop by, with 3 locations in Greene County. Special consideration from Comcast Cable through Xfinity.
And now, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
Lenoir Rhyne Bears with their offensive barebone attack and the 4th best rushing offense in the nation invaded Pioneer Field for homecoming 2013 and left with a 24-10 victory. Hello again, everyone. Brian Stayton for the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles. It's a Bo town, Greenville. Get your famous chicken and biscuits, Bojangles, in Greenville. Well, the LR Bears, great offensive running team, but I think best known for their defense. And on the season, one of the toughest teams defensively to score points against. The Pioneers found out just how difficult that was inside the red zone. Bo Cordell, no touchdowns thrown, but did throw an interception, just 288 yards on the day for Bo Cordell. LR Bears took advantage early. The Tusculum Pioneers mounted a furious second-half challenge, but were unable to overcome the 24-10 deficit. We'll take a look at it when we return with more right after this. This is the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's Bo time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's Bo time.
Gateway Ford on Highway 11E is rapidly becoming the #1 Ford dealer in the region. We're changing the car business for the better. Buying a car has never been easier. No add-on stickers. Plus, we'll appraise your car right up front. You pick the car you like and have your best price in less than 30 minutes. Plus, at Gateway, you'll receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on every new vehicle purchased. The clear choice. Gateway Ford, home of the big deal on Highway 11E in Greenville, or on the web at homeofthebigdeal.com.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles. The Tusculum Pioneers and the LR Bears meeting at Pioneer Field for the 17th time. Tusculum led the series overall 10-6, and at homecoming had been 2-0 against the Lenoir Rhyne Bears. Maybe the most famous game was the game that we had the open-air press box. We weren't quite done. Skeleton and DJ Starling comes through and blocks a field goal attempt that could have won it for the LR Bears. So this game could have been known famously, I think, Coach, but it didn't happen that way. LR's a great defense. We knew that going in. Bo Cordell looked like he had some tough sledding. 2 of the best safeties. We're going to see a great interception later here in this show. Were they that good defensively?
You know, Brian, they had a great plan against us, I think is a better way of saying it. Mike Houston actually texted me, who's the head coach there at LR, on Saturday night, and said, look, we're lucky to get out of there. Y'all got a great football team, you're going to win a lot of games. And, you know, I just told him he had a great plan. They had a great defensive plan for what we needed to do and tried to do. But ultimately, there was 3 or 4 plays offensively that we've got to make, and we didn't make them. And if we make them, we're probably talking about a completely different outcome. And one thing we're starting to emphasize now, which we've talked a lot about, is that every play matters. Every play counts. And that was very evident Saturday. We didn't make plays when we needed to, and we come away with 10 points in the ball game. That's just an unacceptable performance by our offensive football team.
It was a game in which the Pioneers watched Bo Cordell get sacked 6 times. That's about the 9 times, however you want to look at that. That's more than what you had given up on the season. I think that's part of the plan that you had talked about. Meanwhile, defensively, you held the 4th best rushing offense under their season average. That's something we haven't been able to do as a rushing defense over the last 5 years.
Brian, I told Mike Iezzi right when the game was over, and I told him in the staff meeting, I told our defensive staff, and I told our football team in the team meeting in here that we played good enough on defense to win the ball game. Did we play error-free? No. Have we made many, many strides and played it so much better against the option? Absolutely. I mean, it was very evident. We got them off the field several times, and last couple of years we probably haven't been able to do that. Very proud of the effort there. We probably played about a C average defensively if you talk to the staff. Of course, we didn't win, so it's hard to give you a higher grade than that. But if you told me we were going to only give up 24 points and late in the 4th quarter they were only going to have 17, I would have had to feel like we were going to win the ball game. But unfortunately, we didn't perform well enough offensively to do that.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the contest as it is. Your first quarter highlights brought to you by Bojangles. It's Bowtown, Greenville. It's time to get your famous chicken and biscuits. Once again, for the Pioneers Homecoming 2013, Tusculum has been very good on homecoming in the Coach DeBusk era, and once again we had the Pioneer Pete tailgate party that went on. You're changing up the walk a little bit. You're coming through, and I don't know how you feel about it, but it really looks good here.
Oh, I like it, Brian, and the only reason I like it is that our kids love it. They're so excited and like seeing all the people and love that feeling. And as a college athlete, you want to be patted on the back probably more than you realize. And kids are excited about being there. And David Martin and his facility crew again does a phenomenal job. There's David Price and the band set up for us to come through. And as long as our kids enjoy it, we'll continue to do it.
All right, Pioneers and the LR Bears, 17th meeting all time. Once again, homecoming have been 2-0 against the LR Bears at homecoming. We'll pick up the action, the very first offensive series for the Pioneers.
Yeah, we get the ball first there, and great catch by Dion, great throw by Bo. It's kind of hard to see or go backwards, but Bo took his first shot of the game, and a guy comes scot-free, and they really hammered him. I'm sure Bo was very sore, and I think it showed his toughness and his durability as a quarterback. And they're flying around. They're making some plays. We got to do a little bit better job blocking downfield. We're executing offensively, but they're making some big plays. And I think right here, if really Dion's made that catch several times, he's likely to score if he just hangs on to it. But send our punt team on the field. We got a brand new freshman long snapper in there with Cole Walker getting his first reps, does a great job, and our punter hits a phenomenal punt. We get down there, and there's Ira Macon, one of our kids. No, I think that actually was Cam Thomas, a kid from up in Kentucky, getting it down for us.
The LR Bears take over 1st and 10 inside their own 5-yard line, and one of these defensive changes, they do not pick up a first down. There's Chaz Story, Damian Herring right away.
Phenomenal job flying to the ball. We had a good scheme, a good plan, and we executed it. And you can draw all those X's and O's up on the board, but you got to execute. And we got guys running hard here. As Ira Macon does a great job getting his back pedal, going and finding the football, knocking it loose. Much improvement for Ira. Proud of him getting his opportunity to play and making a play.
So the Pioneers do force a punt. We'll get the football back, and really one of the best drives against LR we've had in the last couple of years outside of 2011. Here's Justin Houston, 14 catches in the game. He was definitely a workhorse for you on Saturday.
Yeah, Justin's playing really well right now and doing a good job right here. That's a great run by Fernando. I don't know if people realize how hard he's running and making that first guy miss, and it's 3rd and short, and Bo sticks his nose up in there and gets a first. We had 0 3-and-outs as an offense on the day, which is phenomenal. It's a hard one to try to predict, and here Bo just needs to keep his footing a little bit better and might be able to get a completion, but they got pressure on us.
He tried to get into a hurry, so the Pioneers face a long situation. Give it to Justin Houston for not much. So you're getting ready to face 3rd down and 18, and I've got to say, Coach, maybe the best catch I've seen ever.
Phenomenal catch. You got it in slow-mo. Great protection. Justin actually made this catch in practice one day, but, I mean, look at that. Wow. Great catch by Justin, big time, converting. You don't just make that catch. Right over the middle of the field, showing a lot of heart. You know he's probably going to get hit by one of those great safeties, and, man, that was a big play.
Fernando Smith up the middle after 3rd down and 18 converted. Fernando Smith, a big carry for 8 yards, and the Pioneers have something happening. I don't agree with the chop block here since Justin Houston did not go down and hit the knees, and this play comes back.
Not a very good call. Very unhappy about that. Still got to execute a little bit better at times, but they missed that one.
It's Justin Houston, however. It didn't matter that where they were on the field. You're facing now, 2nd down and 15. Houston picks up 18.
Yeah, great job catching the ball. That's a good thing Justin's doing right now, yards after contact. And look at this big running back, Fernando Smith, true freshman there from over in Baltimore, Maryland, making guys miss, moving the chains, giving us a chance. We got to score points here. We got to get a touchdown. Bo just trying to stick that thing up in there a little bit. We got to find a way to score.
So the Pioneers facing 2nd down and goal from just inside the 5. Now 3rd down and goal at the 4-yard line. And was it a busted play? Nobody moved from the left side.
Yeah, it was sort of the call, sort of what we were doing, sort of how we designed it. But unfortunately, didn't execute there. About threw an interception, but we did have a holding call. Send our kicker on the field. His first field goal attempt of the year, Logan Cornelius. Logan's actually our special teams player of the week this week. Did a really good job. Tell you, Cam Talent, who's a backup quarterback for us, a holder from down at Ray County High School in Dayton, Tennessee, needs to get some credit. He does a phenomenal job holding the football for us.
Yeah, a couple of times this year, especially in the North Greenville game, a couple of squirrely snaps, you could say. He did a great job getting down for the Pioneers. Into the first quarter. Now the LR Bears on the very next drive would come back and score a touchdown. Pioneers went up 3-0 after that 14-play, 68-yard drive. Took over 5 minutes off the clock. LR in their second offensive possession would take the lead by a score of 7-3 at the end of the first. Take a look at your second quarter highlights when we return right after this. This is the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's bow time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day.
Showtime. You know what it is. Everything we do it big. Screaming, that's not. When we step up on the field, that's not. Small town, but we still do it very big. Back in ours, back in ours, back in ours, back in ours. We grind hard for the rings with the diamonds on it. Back in ours, back in ours, back in ours, back in ours.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles. Tusculum Pioneers find themselves down 7-3 as we go into the second quarter. LR will have the football to start the second quarter. Will actually take a lead. We pick up coverage in the second quarter. Your second quarter highlights, fueled by Bojangles. Coach, I think your team flying around to the football offensively. I think you're doing a lot of good things. And here, there's a rule in targeting that they have added to the rule book, I think, for the officials. And Matt Levine, welcome back to football, your first catch, and very, very borderline, but very courageous catch.
That should be a penalty, Brian, no question. I mean, if that's what the rule's in place for, and of course you see the umpire staring right at it. Matt actually got knocked out right there. Was a little dingy, a little loopy, and things happen, I guess, for a reason, but Matt's back with us now. I'm glad he made that catch. And here we are offensively trying to make some good things happen, trying to get some good things going, and you must make that catch in a game like this. We're going to score, and we can't afford not to convert.
Pioneers will punt the ball away to LR, who will drive 9 plays, 75 yards, score a touchdown to take a 14-3 lead. Bo Cordell needing some help, and Corliss Stone steps up. I don't know if it could have been a better throw or not. 3rd and 13 for a first down.
Great catch by Corliss. I heard the kids on the sideline saying, his nickname's Moose. Moose is from the Panhandle of Florida, and they all said Moose always makes that catch, and I really believe he does. He's a good kid that's getting some reps when we need him to, and it's a big conversion there.
3rd down and 5. Next series for the Pioneers, actually the same drive. Justin Houston for 9 yards. You get a 1st down and 10 play. Cordell finds Diliberto for 19 yards. And then what has happened with the Pioneers in this game, Bo was sacked back-to-back times.
Yeah, unfortunately, they got after us there and felt like we had some really good things going. We're moving the football and just couldn't protect the little twist they had up front. Our offensive line's got to play a little better against this scheme, and we know that, but we learned a lesson. Hopefully we'll get better.
The Pioneers forced to punt the ball away. We talked a little bit about it. LR's going to put it on the ground. They do, but you don't result in any points. But it was a great hit and a great recovery.
Great job there, flying to the ball, again, making some plays, making some things happen defensively, and get the ball on the ground. We just got to convert. We have these opportunities.
Pioneers would go 5 plays, 16 yards. They would get to the LR 21-yard line, go 4th down and 4. And again, the story of the day is Bo Cordell did not have a clean shirt. Then you've got the goal line stand and a play that's pretty remarkable. 3rd and goal, Boston does not get in.
I thought it was one of the best plays we've had in several years. Lorante Archie, Brian Alexander, Rocky Jones got in on it, but changed the whole momentum of the game. If they score right here, we're in bad shape, and Lorante really steps up, puts his head on the football, and again, that was even a questionable call, but I was glad we were able to be in the place we needed to be to keep it from happening.
11 plays, final 2 minutes and 14 seconds to end the first half, and the LR Bears are held out of the end zone. Now, they'll have the ball to start the second half, and that's when we return with more of the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's Bo time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's Bo time.
Your Greenville Light and Power System, an electrical distributor of TVA, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Your Greenville Light and Power is dedicated to excellence in service and reliability. Visit online at glps.net.
So Cornelius will attempt a 41-yard effort. The kick is away, end over end toward the uprights, and he splits them.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles. Pioneers find themselves trailing 14-3 at halftime, and it is homecoming weekend. And of course, there's the festivities that go on at halftime during homecoming, and that's the crowning of the king and queen. And our very own Perry Morgan is in the homecoming court. Had a chance to see Perry, and he says, "Brian, I'm going down there." I says, "Well, I'm going to put you in the show so I can verify that you actually were down there." And he was. Ashley Sarmiento picked up an academic award before the game, and she was also crowned homecoming queen.
Yeah, great there. It's Dr. Moody, Nancy Moody there with her husband, Tom Moody, and Stevens Hollingshead's the king, and Ashley Sarmiento, one of our top-notch student athletes that plays volleyball, is the queen.
Pioneers pick up the drive. We'll start after a couple of 3-and-outs by the Pioneers, and Josh Davis, Lorante Archie were flying around, especially early. Evan Dansby also setting a tone defensively. Give the Pioneers offensively the football. 1st and 10, Cordell finds Diliberto for 13 yards. Again, the story of the game is the sacks. Good plan by the LR Bears.
Yeah, you got after us, man. We got to be better up front than we were, and gave up a sack right there. We just got to stay in there, hang in there, and Bo took some shots, but again, we were productive. We just didn't score points.
So it's 3rd down and 17 for the Pioneers. And again, in a game in which mistakes are magnified, another mistake, we're just hanging on to the football.
We're going to be on the 12-yard line there if we make the catch, 1st and 10, and unfortunately we don't. Got to give it up.
Obviously, LR's kicking off for a reason. They have kicked a field goal after the Pioneers were unable to move the football on that previous drive. So it's 17-3, and a guy who has been so electric, Justin Houston, makes an electric play. It's going to be called back, I think, because of this guy you'll see coming into the frame right there for a hole, but still worth a look if you missed it.
We would take that every time. You know, Rocky was just doing what we asked him to do, and of course, Justin here, he does a lot of this on his own. We got guys still flying around downfield. There's Kevin Jerome, and I'm not sure who that is. It looked like Chris Jackson. I don't know who those people are, but great effort right there to get us something good to happen, and happy for Justin Houston to score.
The touchdown does not count, by the way, so we go all the way back and we pick up the drive for the Pioneers here right at the end of the third quarter. And Bo Cordell, again, was under so much pressure. He showed just how strong he actually was, I think, in this football game. Houston dropped. He said he was tired getting back to the line of scrimmage. He should have been. And then he picks up a yard. And then the running game, which, again, at the end of the game, you felt needed to be a little bit better, too.
Well, we had so many sacks. That's what the negative yards rushing. This right here is a phenomenal run by Fernando. Gets a first down and keeps the drive alive. Good job coming out of the backfield, catching the football. And there's Kenny Funny making a catch, and Deion Hicks trying to get a good block for us there. And once again, we're just pounding the ball at them, trying to have some success, and really happy with some of the things we're doing.
Bo Cordell, kind of a zone read. He had a 10-yard run. He also had a 12-yard run, which is what you see right there. And then Justin Houston for 7 yards. Bo Cordell would find Fernando Smith for 7 yards. The backs out of the backfield, Isaac Robinson and Smith, have done a very good job receiving the football this year. And that's the end of the third. LR leading 17-3. We continue this drive, but I have been impressed with your freshman backs catching the ball from Bo.
I've been impressed with our running backs, period. They've just played really well to this point.
Justin Houston for 13 yards. Again, 14 receptions on the day. Kevin Wolcott had 15 catches against North Dakota State. That's the school record. And Justin Houston, he thought he was going to score right here, and usually he would, but it just shows you how good LR's defense has been.
Good safety. So I said it when he didn't break that tackle. It's a kid that does a good job and gets us on the ground. We're pounding it right here, and there goes Bo getting into the end zone, giving us opportunity to score. We need to do more of that, but we're still in the ball game right now. It's a good football game.
The reason you know that you're playing a good defense is when you force Tusculum to score in over 5 minutes. That happened on the field goal. This one, 15 plays, 82 yards, and 4 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. It fuels a defense. Anytime that you can get a score, Bo Cordell rushes for the second rushing touchdown of the year, and you can see the defense flying around. Dustin Lane and Josh Davis with a couple of big plays. Dustin Lane with 15 tackles in the game. That ties his career best he established versus this team, LR, in 2011. There's Tucker Bolton with good pursuit, Brian Alexander for the Pioneers. Now it's 3rd down and 5, Coach.
Great effort here. We got guys flying everywhere. Josh Davis making a huge play. I'm telling you, they've had a problem all season blocking Josh. He's just having a really good year right now.
All right, so here's your chance. Down 17-10 offensively, you take the field, and Justin Houston with the big play for 5 yards. Again, just making guys miss, breaking some tackles. And here's Isaac Robinson for 4 yards.
Isaac does a good job getting us in 3rd and short, and Bo does a good job sticking his nose up in there to get us a first down. All we're doing is converting. That's what we need to do. And here's great protection. Great protection up front. We didn't throw and catch there, but we've made some changes and doing some things better. And unfortunately there, we let one get by us and puts us in 3rd and long.
So 3rd down and 12 for the Pioneers. And again, the story of the day, Bo Cordell felt my key to victory was he's got to have a clean shirt. LR coming off a game in which they had 7 sacks against the Winged Bulldogs, 9 against the Pioneers on this day. Forced to punt, LR would get the football back, add a touchdown. So here it is, 24-10, and one of the better interceptions you'll see. Only the 2nd interception thrown by Bo this year. And Michael Green, in my book, maybe an All-American safety with a big play.
He's a good football player. We need to go ahead and throw that thing away and defend it better than we can. And just a great individual effort by their young man right there making a big interception.
Quite honestly, I felt like Bo might have been trying to throw the ball away.
He might have been. That was just a great effort by their free safety.
All right, in the game, you convert 59% of the time on 3rd downs. Bo throws for just 288, 35 of 51. No touchdowns, but he did run for a touchdown. He's now 132 yards shy, moving into 3rd all-time in passing yards for a career. But he didn't get that one win against LR that, I think that he really would have wanted, and especially at homecoming. Disappointing loss, or was it a loss that you can say, that could fuel us the rest of the year?
Brian, any loss is very disappointing, and I really think we let one get away from us. Played well enough in different phases to win that ball game, but I told our football team we are good enough to win the rest of them, and I genuinely mean that. We're going to play some good football teams, but we're good enough if we'll just execute to be very, very successful. We've got a lot of tough opponents ahead of us. We got a lot of football left ahead of us. I just hope we take the positives and build off of them and make our adjustments and corrections and learn from our mistakes.
I think you're I think you're clicking good offensively. And the reason I say that is because I just did not assume that you would have 86 plays. You had 86 plays on the afternoon. And was that a number? Do you look at it as a staff and say we've got to reel off a number of plays as you go into a game?
No, I think, when you play a team like that, you're not going to get the ball much. We come out, we had 86 snaps. When you play a team like that, you can't afford to go 3 and out. We had 0 3-and-outs. Defensively, we stopped them on 6 different possessions. I think we're doing some good things, but bottom line, we didn't find a way to score on Saturday. LR sort of had our number the last couple of years, and we got to score more points.
Which is odd. Pioneers had averaged 51 points a game for the first 3 games of the year, held to 10 on Saturday against an LR Bear team that held Tusculum to just 6 last season in Hickory. So again, a very good defensive unit that the Pioneers faced, unable to put the ball in the end zone when they had opportunities. When we come back, we'll talk with our player spotlight and meet our players of the week. That's when the Frankie DeBusk Show continues. The Pioneers fall to the Bears by a final of 24-10. The Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles.
Dean, what's wrong?
We don't want to go to the game, but I just don't think they have a car big enough for all of us.
Don't worry, Dean. My dad's inside Gateway right now buying us a new SUV that can fit all of us.
What do you think, guys?
Yeah, let's go! Hey, Ty, you ready to go to the game?
Yeah, I'm ready to go, Dad, but we have some new people wanting to go to the game.
Well, let's go.
Yeah, I think that will work.
I'm Pioneer Coach Frankie DeBusk, asking you, like I do my son Ty, to support the Tusculum College Athletics all year long. And for your next car buying experience, please visit Gateway Ford, Lincoln Mazda.
Go Pioneers!
Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve. So while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers Pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107. Locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles. It's a Bojangles town, Greenville, and it's Bo time, home of the famous chicken and biscuits. Well, after the contest, we had a chance to catch up with our Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda player spotlight. Young man that was 1 reception shy of tying a school record with 15 receptions. Justin Houston entered the game with 14 catches.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk TV show. It's time for our Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda player spotlight. It's Justin Houston, second consecutive week, double-digit catches, now 14 catches, 125 yards, albeit in a loss to the LR Bears. Justin, a frustrating day, I think, for this offense. You guys started out so great. The deep ball seemed to work. What, if any, adjustments made by LR forced you guys to kind of go short to dink and dunk a little bit for the rest of the game?
Well, honestly, they didn't really do anything that surprised us. To be honest, this offense right here, we liable to make plays anywhere. So the short passes didn't really wasn't that bad for us. We, as an offense, we like to take the short passes and make plays out of it. So no adjustments really made.
You obviously a safety blanket for Bo Cordell right now, the 14 catches. He's looking for your number a lot. Like to see you get in the end zone. Why do you guys right now have that connection?
Well, it's been building up since last year. I came in, had the opportunity to play as a freshman, and since last year we've just been building that. Like I said, X, he ain't been able to play, so I just trying to fill that role and be a security blanket for Bo whenever he needs it, and I'm making him play whenever.
Big play, special teams, touchdown called back for Justin Houston. Saw you sucking a little bit of wind there a little bit, but how disappointing is that to have a touchdown like that called back?
Well, I mean, it's been real disappointing. I mean, we really needed them points, and I just wanted to make a play for the team anyway. And it was just kind of disappointing not to be able to have the points. But, I mean, we did a good job of getting the ball and taking it back upfield. I'm proud of the offense for that. It's real disappointing, like you said.
Did score on the drive for the Pioneers, but they take the points away there. What's it going to take to get this offense jump-started again to top a tough defense comes in here next week?
Well, we just got to go into practice this week, get our mindset right. The last two weeks, I mean, against No Brainer, we scored 39 points, but we still didn't play like Showtime this week. I mean, it was just all off. So we just got to go into practice this week and get our mindset right and get back on track.
Justin Houston, sophomore wideout for the Pioneers, for our Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda Player Spotlight.
Thanks to Justin Houston, our Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda Player Spotlight. It's time now to meet our players of the game. We'll start offensively with the Sodexo Player of the Week. Happens to be the same man we just talked to. Justin Houston, the sophomore from Cleveland, Tennessee, out of Bradley Central High School, finished the game with 14 catches, 125 yards, 1 reception shy of the record established by Kevin Wolcott. For the season now, Justin has an amazing 34 receptions, 385 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Our Greenville Light and Power Defensive Players of the Week. Senior out of Atlanta, Georgia, from South Atlanta High School is Josh Davis. Moved from linebacker to defensive end, and he has flourished. 7 tackles, including 2 for loss on Saturday. For the season, 19 tackles and 4 tackles for loss. Also, another man from the Atlanta area, Dustin Lane, a senior from Lithonia, Georgia, Martin Luther King High School, finished with 15 tackles. That's tied for the most for him individually. Last time he had 15 tackles in the game, also at home, 2011 against Lenoir Rhyne. For the season now, 22 tackles and a tackle for loss. Our Green Coach Tour Special Teams Player of the Week is Logan Cornelius, the junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee, East Hamilton High School. First field goal of the season attempted and made in the game, and did an outstanding job on kickoffs. Our Andrew Johnson Bank call of the game has to be the goal line stand at the end of the first half.
Freeman comes under center. He'll toss it to the near side, lunging for the end zone. Boston did not get it. He's down, and the Pioneers get a big stop by Dustin Lane and Laronte Archie.
It's time now for our Creekside Market post-game wrap-up. Pioneers fall in the contest to LR by a final score of 24-10. And in the game, Tusculum amassed 25 first downs to Lenoir Rhyne's 26. The 4th best rushing offense in the country held below their season average, just 303 yards rushing, 59 rushing attempts, while the Pioneers rushed for just 62 yards. They gained 142, but lost 52 yards in sacks. Passing, LR with just 92 yards on the day, but the touchdown, Bo Cordell threw for 288. He was 35 for 51 in the game with an interception, just his 2nd of the season. 72 plays, 395 yards for LR. If you had told me this number before the game, I would not have believed it. Pioneers ran 86 plays for 350 yards on the day. For the Pioneers, penalties 8 for 85, LR 3 for 35 on the day. Time of possession, Lenoir Rhyne 30 minutes, 39 seconds, Tusculum 29 minutes, 21 seconds. LR was 7 of 14 on 3rd downs. I think that's good. Tusculum faced 22 3rd downs on the afternoon, converted 13 of them. LR 4 of 5 in the red zone, Tusculum 2 for 3 in the red zone on Saturday. Pioneers fall to the LR Bears by a final of 24-10. We're back with more as we wrap it up here on the Frankie DeBusk Show, fueled by Bojangles.
That's a wrap, Scotty. Let's break for lunch, guys.
All right, it's bow time.
Cajun filet sandwich.
Right here.
Hey, I had a Cajun filet sandwich.
Hey, relax, man. We got more. Smoked sausage biscuit.
That's me.
But you have a Cajun filet sandwich.
So what's your point?
Man, you can't have breakfast and lunch together. That doesn't work.
Works for me. I call it brunch.
Head to Bojangles and try our seasoned hickory-flavored smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit for just 99 cents. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Anything you'll ever need to rent or buy is at Grand Rental Station. Business, commercial, or residential, from forklifts to backhoes to tents, party goods, wedding supplies, and much more. On the Andrew Johnson Highway in Greenville, Grand Rental Station, 639-6160. Green Coach Charters and Tours has been proudly serving the traveling public for over 65 years and is the official carrier of Tusculum College Athletics. If you have never traveled by Green Coach, may we invite you to join them for an exciting travel adventure. Visit online at greencoach.com.
Whenever there's a project to make our community a better place to live, you'll always find our local merchants right there doing all they can to help.
All right, Jimmy, come on! You can do it now!
From sponsoring the kids' ball teams to serving barbecue at a community picnic, they're always there. Be community-minded. Shop and invest locally. Greenville Federal Bank, member FDIC. Banking made easy.
Community-minded, just like you.
Welcome back into the Frankie DeBusk Show. Fueled by Bojangles, the Tusculum Pioneers fall to the LR Bears, a final of 24-10. And Coach, we've talked about it enough. I think it's time to move on and do something else. Something in the league I haven't really talked about that I wanted to talk to you about in the radio this week is the fact that presidents got together, decided we're going to go full scholarship in the South Atlantic Conference. Now, what the media and talk about a lot is that this group, this South Atlantic Conference, won't necessarily do that, but what does it mean for the teams in the league going full scholarship?
You know, I wish I knew the answer to that question, Brian. I've been on the phone with several ADs in our conference. Everybody's asking everybody else what you're going to do, what your plans are, and it ultimately boils down to the presidents at the institution. And you know, we got an unbelievable president, very supportive, and is all about athletics, but she's also got to run this place to what she thinks is the best of her abilities. And you know, we're going to sit down and discuss and decide for Tusculum College itself what's the best thing for us to do. Everybody on the outside thinks it's a given and you should do it and it would make you better and you'd have a chance to win more games, and I don't necessarily know that that's true. You know, you sometimes got to be careful what you wish for. So a lot of debate going on right now within our league, within our particular schools. I don't think anybody knows what they're really going to do. They got to sit down and go one-on-one with their administration, and I'm getting ready to do that with Steve Garrett, our CFO, who's a huge supporter of athletics, but he's also a money man. He's going to do what's best for Tusculum College, and we're going to get together and decide what's best for us, and we'll move forward.
Like I said, so folks that I have talked to have always said, oh, that's great, we're going full scholarship. It just means you have the opportunity. You don't need to do that. Now, of course, all the athletic directors, as Coach DeBusk just said, we'll talk about it. Let's move forward now. Catawba comes in. It's a team fresh off a win against Carson Newman, and it seems like it's always a close game, and they'll come in this coming Saturday to take on your Pioneers.
You got a good football team, always do. You know, Curtis Walker, first-year head coach over there, was the head coach back in the early 2000s when they were really, really good and went to the playoffs and won a bunch of games. And they got a lot of different personnel. He's went in there, and I don't know if he's cleaned house or just brought new guys in, but they'll come in here ready to play. They went over to Carson Newman and win 25-22, upset them right there at their place. You know, it's hard to play at Carson Newman. They go over there and seem to always put on a good show, and they won the ball game. And so maybe you can look at that two different ways. Are we getting them in a good time? Hopefully. But are they coming here on a high? Who knows? We got to go line up and play 4 quarters of football and learn from our mistakes. And if we're as good as I think we are, we got to find a way to win.
We'll support our local heroes, firefighters, police officers, first responders, chance to come to the game.
Excellent idea by Randy Loggins, Dom Donnelly, Deborah Davis that works on my staff. You know, we just want to honor the people in the community that do so much for us daily that we sometimes take for granted, and protecting us in so many ways, and hopefully we'll have a lot of local heroes come out.
Pioneers fall to the LR Bears final of 24-10. We'll take on Catawba and kick it off 1:30. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
The Pioneers and Catawba kick off at 1:30. Join us on the Pioneer Sports Network. We'll have coverage beginning at 12:30 as we give you the Pioneer Kickoff Show look and the feel before the kickoff. You can tune in on AM 1450 WSMG. It's also worldwide through TusculumPioneers.com, fueled through Red Zone Media, and in the stadium at 90.9 FM for that in-depth look. And then we'll kick it off at 1:30. You can view the game through TusculumPioneers.com. We get a chance to look at the web streaming, and of course the Frankie DeBusk TV show will give you some of the best highlights that you can see the week after. Friday nights in Greenville, Comcast Channel 18 at 11 p.m., and then again Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and all the time through the YouTube page through TusculumPioneers.com. So for head coach Frankie DeBusk, for Perry Morgan, didn't get homecoming king, but maybe next year, Perry, and for Nathan Humbert, I'm Brian Stayton. Until Saturday, when the Pioneers kick it off with Catawba at 1:30. Go Pioneer Nation.
This has been the Frankie DeBusk Show with head coach Frankie DeBusk, featuring coaches' interviews, player spotlights, highlights, and statistical breakdowns.
Presented by... You're in a Bojangles town, Greenville, home of the Bojangles famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Bojangles, title sponsor for the Frankie DeBusk Show. Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, home of the big deal, located on the 11E bypass in Greenville. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Your Greenville Light and Power System, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Greenville Federal Bank, celebrating over 50 years of service in Greenville and Greene County. Green Coach Tours, proudly serving the traveling public since 1945. Grand Rental Station, anything you'll ever need to rent or buy. Andrew Johnson Bank, a strong heritage, a stronger future. Home owned and operated with locations in Johnson City, Jonesboro, Morristown, Cleveland, and Greenville. Creekside Markets, don't pass by, stop by, with 3 locations in Greene County. Special consideration from Comcast Cable through Xfinity.
The Frankie DeBusk Show is a special presentation of the Pioneer Sports Network.